Guys, I hope you learned something from this video. Ladies and gentlemen, NBA 2K25 has officially dropped a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and everybody's struggling shooting. Mike Wang even made it public. He said in a tweet, he's told multiple people in the 2K community that they wanted to make this 2K the most realistic shooting wise. They wanted to take away all the 50, 60% three-point shooters. And as you can see, it's very difficult to shoot this year. I'm shooting, I believe, like 35% from three. I'm a big. I have two builds. I have a center build and I have a post scorer. And my center has a 78 3. My post scorer has an 83. But it's just guards are even having trouble shooting. 99 threes are in legend shooting badges are like the wave this year. So I wanted to understand how this 2K is going to work and what needs to be done. So I hit up my guys at NBA 2K Lab. This is the first year that I'm really diving deep into their system. You know, they have the modded controllers and everything. They get all the data in the game. They got it down pat. If you're a premium member, I think it's like $8 a month. You get their premium section. Now I'm not going to show you everything because, you know, I can't just, that's their job. You know, you get into that. That's how they make their money. Say a premium member, you have the best advantage you can. They have jump shot recommendations, everything you need. Now, if you go here to their custom jump shots tab, you can see, you can filter whatever archetype you are. So we're going to use my my post scorer build. I'm 6'10", minimum weight 6'10", because you know you get the big release jump shots. Max height we're going 7'3", and it pulls up all of this data right here. Now for me, I use Jonathan Isaac, Kevin Durant, and Dirk Nowitzki. As you can see, they have the rating that you need, the max rating. Or I'm sorry, excuse me, the minimum rating that you need for these jump shots. Now, you filter here, you can go through. See, I have an 83 three ball, so I was looking at these. Jonathan Isaac, I've heard a couple people say that they like his base for big men. You know, KD has that over the top where he brings it back and then goes forward. So for me, I use push. So I feel like that's a good timing mechanism for me because, you know, when he brings it back, he kind of launches it forward. Dirk is one of the best big man shooters of all time. So, you know, his release kind of just makes sense. They have the blending. They have the speed. It's not the quickest. As you can see, the quickest is Chris Bosh, DeMarcus Cousins, and John Collins at 621 milliseconds. Or excuse me, that's the slowest. That's the slowest. Now, as you can see, this is one of the quicker ones. 571. The quickest is 521 milliseconds with Chris Bosh, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Franz Wagner. But the one I use is 571, so it's just a bit slower. Green window's 49, so it's up there with one of the bigger ones. The total average that they made, 48.4%, middle average 64.4%, and the peak make rate was 74.5%. They have this tab over here if they recommend it or not. They said yes. I haven't tried out any of these other ones, but they say they recommend it. They have these modded controllers and everything. They take all type of data. They've been doing this for years, guys. I mean, they know what they're doing. So for me, recommended, I went with it. Now with it, I'm shooting maybe 42%, but I only have an 83 three ball. So for guard, you know, bigger like stretch bigs that are purely shooting, you know, you're probably gonna be able to make more. Your green window is gonna be more. It's gonna be a bigger green window. But you know, guards for me, I know a lot of people think the wave this year is like 5'11" guards with like a 99 three ball and legend shooting badges. Go for it. I mean, you need the biggest advantage you can get. Now, if you're a guard, we can do minimum height 5'9". 6'4", you know, because when you get up into the 6'5", 6'9" range is considered a wing. So when you go that 5'9", 6'4" archetype, you're going to be considered a guard with those quicker shot releases. As you can see, Stephen Curry, Kyrie, and Oscar Robertson, this is the highest rating jump shot for guards on here. I made a guard build and I tried it out in the tester, the build tester in the freestyle. and I actually got it down pat. I kind of enjoyed that release. 333 ratings. The height is a B minus. I mean, as guards, you're not going to be A plus every time because you're shorter. You're not as tall. The bigs get it because they technically they shoot over everything. But you get an A immunity and A plus release speed. Now, Stephen Curry, Kyrie, and Oscar Robertson. Curry bases have been pretty good for guards for years now. Kyrie has been a good base and a good release. Both of them have been very good. Curry release, I know it was very good in 2K17. So since then, it's been pretty good. Kyrie has been a good release recent years, and Oscar Robertson he's been pretty good in the past couple years. So that blending at 50-50, it's just an easy release to get down. But that 92 rating that you have to get it, that 521 milliseconds release speed, it's not the quickest. Curry, Colin Sexton, and Cam Thomas, that's the quickest at 501. Now, the quickest jump shot in the game, you have to be starter 4. You have to be starter 4 to unlock Patty Mills. Patty Mills base, I've seen a couple people use it. I know Cash Out, he's the top rep. He uses Patty Mills base, Patty Mills release 1, and Patty Mills release 2. And he greens it. It's the quickest release in the game, quickest jump shot there is. You have to be starter 4 though, so these better top reps, better guards, once you get up there, I recommend using Patty Mills. Green window being at 49, total average being basically 57%, middle average being basically 70%, and the peak make rate being 77%. This is the only one on here for now that is recommended. It's got 333 ratings at 4 stars. A lot of people like it. I enjoy it. Let me know down in the comments below if you're a guard, if you're trying this, if you're a big, if you're trying my jump shot. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the most important feature to shoot this year. It's been like this in previous 2Ks. I tested it out on 2K Lab. They actually have a jump shot practice tool where you can plug in a controller to your PC and you can shoot and release and get the timing down. And I've actually tested it. I've used the wired one on my PC, and I've used the DualShock regular PS4 controller or PS5 controller that was used Bluetooth to my console to test input delay. And you want to use a wire. You have to use a wire this year. There is input delay. I timed them at the same exact time. I pressed square on my controller plugged in the PC and the one that was to my PlayStation at the same time, and it was totally different. So if you're not using a cord, a USB, if you're not wired, you need to do that immediately. 2K Lab, this is probably the coolest feature I've seen. You can put in your position, you can put in your 3 and mid ratings. So what I did for my big 83, and what I had my timing on, I did push. You can plug in your controller, you can time, you can release 10 different shots, and it'll give you what they recommend based on that timing. Probably the most advanced thing that I've seen so far in data taken from 2K. Now, this is the premium custom jumper tool. You can take the jump shots they recommended. It's what I did with my jump shot. You can test it here, so it's going to translate because you got to be wired. So it's going to translate from the jumper tool to your PlayStation when you're wired. So it's going to be the same input delay, which is none. NBA 2K Labs, they have build videos. They have recommended builds. They have all the animation requirements, all the dribble styles, the best ones. They test badges, everything. The next thing that I want to get into, they released, I believe it was either a YouTube video I saw or I believe a tweet that somebody put out, but 2K Lab, they got the data, and it was like after 3 greens, your shot timing profile, I think this was pre-patch, so I'm not sure what it is now, but there's no more like greening every 3. There's no more greening every shot. Now, I know before the patch, you could only green 2 in a row. Before that 3rd one, you were practically guaranteed to miss. They put out the data, and it was after that 2nd green in a row, your shot profile, it switches completely. So if you have it on push, it's going to change to either jump shot, release. It can change to anything, and you just have no idea. Now, your green window doesn't change, but your release changes. So you are kind of guessing at that point. I don't know the exact number now. I don't really know if anybody does just yet since the patch came out. But shooting is kind of tricky. Now, There is no fix right now for layups. I don't know if they're going to fix it. I don't know if they're going to patch it. Open layups just being missed, that may be something that we have to deal with this year. It's broken regardless. Guys, I hope you learned something today. I hope you learned how to shoot, little tips here and there. You know, everybody's still struggling. Everybody's struggling. This is probably the hardest shooting 2K ever, the worst shooting 2K ever. It's going to take some getting used to, but I hope you guys learned something. I hope you check out NBA 2K Lab. They have the best data. You know, get that jump shot down, go to my court, see what you can do, help yourself out. Make sure to follow me. All my socials are in the bottom in the description. Make sure to drop me a follow on TikTok and Twitch. Came from TikTok, comment below that you came from TikTok, just so I know that you guys saw it on there and that's what got you over here. But appreciate you guys checking this video out. I'll have everything in the bottom of the description. But until next time, peace, guys.